When I first started looking for a mechanical keyboard, I just wanted to get it for the sound of the board. That clacky and loud sound and that satisfying bottom out, but also expensive. For context, my first mechanical keyboard was a Corsair K65. I know there were cheaper options, but little did I know, it was the tip of the iceberg. Fast forward to 2024 and we have Rakk Gears bringing out boards like this. Enter the Rakk Pluma V2. But first, a bit of a disclaimer. This board was sent to us by Rakk Gaming Gears for an honest and unbiased review. And that's what we're going to do here today. Let's unbox the board and see what's inside. We have the manual, the board itself, which we will check out in a few. We have some extra switches, a USB Type-C to Type-A, and a switch and keycap combo puller tool. First impressions on the board is that it feels quite light, but it still has that sturdy feeling around the keyboard. I would say it's a good enough weight, it doesn't just fly off your desk. Built pretty well, and the board is tri-mode, which is of course wired, Bluetooth, and 2.4 GHz via the dongle, which is hidden behind here. The board also sports PBT double shot keycaps, which kinda look like those of the Rakk Sinag Pro. As for the switches, we have some Otemu red switches, which kinda sound like they are already pre-lubed. The board has universal hot swap, which can take most any switch these days. It's also south facing now, so it will have no problems with its included cherry PBT double shot keycaps. All mounted on this PC plate, which is also bottom mounted into this case. Let's find out what that actually means. By opening up the board, and of course, it's a plastic keyboard and it doesn't have screws, so it has hooks which we can open using our plastic pry tool. But we have to remember to be careful because of the mode switch on the top of it. Underneath, we can find the connections to the daughter board and the 3000 mAh battery. And we see that there is foam under the plate and the PCB. Interestingly, it doesn't have PE foams, but instead, it has a PET sheet over the PCB, which I think we've seen in some other keyboards these days, and they say they improve the sound of the board quite a bit. From the looks of it, the bottom mounted board is basically a gasket mounted board without the foam or the gaskets. It's all held by the plate and supported by the bottom case, hence bottom mounted. It also helps that the plate has flex cuts and it's made of PC, which will soften the typing experience ever so slightly. Well, let's listen to the Rakk Pluma V2 in this typing test. In conclusion, the Rakk Pluma V2 is a great board out of the box. It sounds good, well, as good as 2,000 pesos can get you, which is saying a lot. And if you can upgrade the switches, it would add further depth to the board. And it's very easy to mod, since you have the foams that you can choose to remove or keep in the board depending on your sound preference. Also, just be careful when you're opening and closing the board because there are tabs on the bottom case which need to be inserted or aligned to the top case. And you have to be very careful with the tiny mode switch on the top of the board when putting it back. Just make sure the switch is in the same mode and you'll be good. It has a probable release on the 3rd week of October and they have an early bird discount as well. So watch out for their announcements on the Rakk Gaming Gears page for updates. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe while you're there. It helps a lot. Thank you and see you in the next one. Bye bye!